Today's video is all about this 1971 Betty Crocker recipe card library. This is part of a collaboration consisting of Anna from Cooking the Books, Jim from Jim's Kitsch Kitchen, Melinda from Unboxing Betty, Stephanie from Ginger Snap Kitchen, and me, Maikoh. We're each picking a recipe from this box to see how they hold up 50 years later. I've got my box, how about you?
I've got my box.
I've got my box.
I've got my box.
I've got my box.
Great, let's get started. Today I'm making pot roast with sour cream gravy. You can press the CC button to turn on subtitles or check out the full list of ingredients in the video description. As I mentioned before, this recipe comes from the 1971 Betty Crocker recipe card library. It was passed down to my mother-in-law, who then passed it down to us a few years ago, and I had completely forgotten about it until I found Melinda's channel, Unboxing Betty, where she's cooking every recipe from this box. This recipe library was originally mail-ordered as a monthly subscription, with each section coming in the mail each month until the box was full. This pot roast recipe really stands out to me as a classic that'll taste fantastic, combined with the sour cream gravy that I'm not so sure about. For the pot roast, you're going to need 2 tablespoons of flour, 2 teaspoons of salt, a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper, 2.5 pounds of beef chuck pot roast, 1 tablespoon of shortening, 1/4 cup of water, 1 tablespoon vinegar, 1 teaspoon of fresh dill or a 1/4 teaspoon of dried dill, 5 small potatoes peeled and chopped, 5 carrots peeled and chopped, and 1 pound of zucchini quartered. We're starting off by combining the flour, 1 teaspoon of salt, and pepper in a bowl, and whisking to distribute evenly. Now we're going to evenly coat the meat with this flour mixture, making sure that the top, bottom, and sides are all fully covered. Next, add your shortening to a large skillet or Dutch oven and melt over medium-high heat. Now add in your meat and let it fry in the shortening until nicely browned, about 5 minutes. Before flipping, check out this awesome crust, and browning the other side for another 5 minutes. At this point, the meat's going to look and smell amazing, but you'll just have to refrain from digging in as it'll still be really tough. So now that everything is evenly browned on both sides, let's go ahead and add in our water and vinegar. Sprinkle the dill over the meat and cover. I'm using dried dill, and like with my crab cakes, I again underestimated its strength. 1 teaspoon was a bit overpowering, so just use a 1/4 if you're using dried. Turn the heat down and simmer about 3 hours or until the meat is tender. The recipe goes on to tell you to add in veggies an hour before the end of the cooking time, so I started adding them in at 2 hours and ended up needing extra cooking time. So I suggest simmering the meat for the 3 hours before moving on. Now we're going to add in our potatoes and carrots, and season with 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I recommend keeping the veggies off the meat in the liquid to help boil and cook them faster. Cover and cook another 40 minutes. Smells fantastic. Now let's add in the zucchini and another 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Again, don't do what I did. Keep the veggies around the sides in the liquid to cook. After 20 minutes, check on your veggies to make sure they're cooked to your liking. If not, cover it back up and keep simmering until you're happy with them. Since I added everything in earlier, my zucchini ended up mushier than I would have liked. Once everything's cooked to your liking, transfer the meat and veggies to your serving dish. Now pour the drippings into a bowl, and return 1 tablespoon of drippings to the skillet or Dutch oven, whatever you're using. Whisk in 1 tablespoon of flour, and cook over low heat just a minute or 2 to cook out the raw flour. Measure your leftover drippings, adding water if necessary to reach 1 cup of liquid. Let's go ahead and pour this delicious meat water back into the pot, and whisk it together until it begins to thicken. Now I'm adding in a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 cup of sour cream, and whisking until smooth, warm, and uniform. Using some winter gloves to keep from burning my phalanges, I'm going to pick the pot up and pour the gravy into a bowl. This makes about 2 cups, so make sure your vessel of choice is large enough. All that's left now is to assemble your bowl. Serve yourself some beef, veggies, and a little gravy, and enjoy. As with most of the recipes I've covered here, this is a fairly simple recipe using hearty, healthy ingredients. I have no doubt this pot roast is going to be amazing, but let's see if this gravy is a winner or if Betty is off her Crocker. Do you get it? Did you see what I did there? Okay, let's taste the food. Well, Betty, you're a little crazy, but it works. As expected, the pot roast tastes great. There was never a doubt about that. The beef is soft and moist, and the carrots bring a little sweetness to the dish. And the gravy's amazing. It's super rich and creamy, yet beefy and hearty. It really just melts into the bowl and seeps into the beef and veggies. If you're not a fan of sour cream, however, you may want to cut down on the amount you add in, or skip this gravy recipe entirely and stick to a traditional gravy. It's definitely a time-consuming recipe due to the cooking time, but it couldn't be any simpler. If you have a few hours and don't mind the taste of sour cream, definitely give this one a try. Be sure to go check out Stephanie at Ginger Snap Kitchen, Jim at Jim's Kitsch Kitchen, Anna at Cooking the Books, and Melinda at Unboxing Betty, whose channel inspired us all to pull out our Betty Crocker recipe card libraries and do this collaboration. I'll include a playlist linking to their videos as well as links in my description. Please go show them some love once you're all done here. I love trying vintage recipes, and it was awesome to find and work with a group of people who also share my love of history. This was such a fun collaboration to be a part of, and it was so great to get to know each of them better. Let's do it again sometime. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new, please consider subscribing. I upload every Thursday with a vintage recipe once a month, and I'd love to have you around. Regulars, I appreciate you as always, and I hope to see you all next Thursday.